Hey, well, okay. All right. Hey, this is Patrick Ralston, Director of the Arkansas Arts Council, and we are on. It's 1 p.m., and I am broadcasting to you live from my Storm Watch headquarters here in Scenic Hill, North Little Rock, and because the Wi-Fi is good, and we're waiting like everybody else to see what Hurricane Laura is going to bring to the state of Arkansas. I know that we're all a little concerned about this storm. I know that my dog Trav is concerned because he's really nervous, doesn't like storms, so can't too big to crawl under the bed anymore. But as you know, as I've told you many times, the Arkansas Arts Council is it's an agency of the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, specifically of the Heritage Division, and we are your state arts agency. And so we work with artists, we work with arts organizations, and we are always trying to look out for people who are working in our creative economy. And so joining me today is I'm going to have a guest. Yeah, I know I've told you we're going to have a guest, but we've actually mastered the technology. Well, I got some really crazy hair going on here. And we've mastered the technology, and today Robin Mcclay is going to join us. Many of you know Robin as our artist services program manager, and she is the person who works with our fellowships, works with our Sally Williams grants. I'm just going to let her join in our conversation. It's adding her now. We're going to do a little split screen. This is high tech. There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Robin. Can't believe it.
Say
We're
hello.
making this happen.
This is my cat who always gets in the middle of everything.
That's Rosie, right?
This is Scarlet.
Scarlet. I didn't know you got a cat named after our
Yeah,
public
I
information officer.
do.
I did.
Actually, I had Scarlet first, but
All right. But and you're in your studio.
I am.
Okay.
I'm in my little studio room.
So I have talked about you, and of course we tried to get you on the show a couple of weeks. We're a show now, so just so you know.
Look at her. She has to be in the shot.
It's absolutely necessary that pets have to be in the shot. Pets have to join in.
She's I embarrassed her. She's getting down now. Bye.
As we make the transition now to call-in video talk show, I talk about you all the time on this live feed, and so I want to let you speak for yourself. I want you to talk. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing these last 5 months during our remote work during the COVID pandemic, and give me the perspective of the artist services program.
Well, the technology has had its moments. It's been a little bit challenging on occasions with the internet connection and lack thereof, but I've worked out the details. I think everything's working smoothly. I am updating the registry regularly, and those artists who have not joined the registry or who've not updated their membership recently should go ahead and do that, because I can do it from my remote location as well as from the office. In a little extra time, I've been spending doing some drawing, working in the garden, that type of thing. But life goes on as usual. Good.
And let's talk about your specific disciplines. I know that you're a multidisciplinary artist. So tell me a little bit about.
I've been doing a lot of drawing, mostly in graphite. I'm painting gouache and watercolor. I've done some mixed media painting and freehand embroidery, which has been fun. Getting back to the old stitching and working with needle and thread that I learned from my grandmother when I was a child. But it's been fun.
That's great.
Yeah, you can
Good.
see some of my drawings up on the walls here from the garden and such. So,
Well, I have seen your work, and I know, I know that you have a beautiful style, and I mean that I find fascinating, and of course a little intimidating for somebody who's not who doesn't work in that exact discipline.
oh no.
But I think I don't know that I've ever mentioned when I've done these live streams that in my varied and somewhat schizophrenic career of working, both at the Department of Heritage and at the legislature. But before that, I worked in museums, and I worked only did it for I was in museums for about 5 years. But you worked in museums before you came to the Arts Council, and tell me, let's talk a little bit about your background. What you brought to us, because I find your background, especially in Philadelphia, Arizona, and Florida, kind of fascinating.
Well, I worked for a number of years doing curatorial work for a college gallery in Pennsylvania, and I was director of education at an art museum in Pennsylvania called the Barnes Foundation for several years. And this was before the Barnes actually moved to the city in one of its many legal fights and disputes with the Orphans Court in Pennsylvania. But that was a remarkable experience that I wouldn't give up for anything. I worked as the director of the Appleton Museum in Florida for a while. And for a very short period, headed the Scottsdale Artist School in Arizona. And right around a year or so after that, my mother became terminally ill, and that's what brought me back to Arkansas.
Right, right. Well, I just, I ask you to go into that just to say that your background, and the skills that you bring to this job, I think really have so benefit both organizations, but I think specifically artists that, with your background as an artist and, in understanding the needs of artists, like as like me, I think you have a real heart for the people who actually do the creating, and so it's exciting. It's always exciting to when you and I work on in different projects with individual artists or professional development. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on right now. We've been working on several items in your area, and let's talk about Living Treasure and so forth.
Sure, yeah. We have finally a celebration scheduled October 8th for Michael Warwick, and we're going to be honoring him as the 2020 Arkansas Living Treasure. Um, I really hate that this has been delayed so long, but it's one of the many consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic that has kind of pushed everything back. But we're looking forward to honoring Michael again on October the 8th in a virtual event, and it will stream at 5 p.m. on that day. So I hope everybody joins in to give some recognition and thanks to Michael for his leadership and work in the craft and art that he's been involved in for decades, really. He's quite deserving of it.
Absolutely. He's got a lot of followers, a lot of students out there that have been in contact with us. Some of my close friends are former students of his, and they're a little rabid.
They
they're
are. They love him. He's so giving and
yeah.
sharing of all of his knowledge and information. It's
Yeah.
really great to see and hear all that.
It's I think that's just kind of the highest compliment that I hear when people say that when people say that you were a great teacher, and that you shaped their approach to their discipline, or you just shaped
Mm.
their approach to life. And I think that Michael definitely qualifies, and that's what we look for in the Arkansas Living Treasure every year, is someone who is not only a master of their craft, but also a teacher, somebody who has contributed to the sustaining the discipline. So that's exciting, and it's always fun to participate in those programs with you. Um, but what else we got going on in
Oh, and
professional development?
the next exciting thing coming along is going to be October 15th when we recognize the fellowship recipients this year. We have a nice group of fellows who are going to be recognized with a grant award in October. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that news release. And we're receiving information from those fellows that our crack public information officer is putting together another super duper uh, online virtual event for them. So that'll be fun. So October's going to be busy for us.
Yeah, we're getting good at this online stuff. We're getting comfortable with it. We kind of had to.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I have to say it was Scarlett who first thought up these live streams, and
Yeah.
it was either do this or we start producing documentaries, and that seemed like a lot of work. And so, but I said, nobody wants to see me, and nobody wants to see nobody wants to see me every week, and but it's been fun, especially now. It's great now that we can bring you guys, bring people like you, who are the ones who are actually running the programs, and I'm excited to have you here. Um, what are we getting any
We've
Sally A.
gotten a few
Williams?
Sally Williams grants. We have. The applications are not they're not coming in as heavily as they normally would. And that's probably due to lack of travel and meeting in large groups, that type of
Mhm.
thing. But artists are starting to submit applications for virtual training and virtual experiences, which we can approve now. So
Yeah.
hopefully, uh, those applications will start coming in for online workshops or conference sessions, etc.
That's an exciting change, of course, a necessary change with the pandemic. But I'm excited that in reaching out to Sue Williams, Sally's sister, that Sue has always been enthusiastic about anything that will help artist professional development, the help of the individual artist. Of course, that's certainly what Sally was so committed to, and I know that you developed a close relationship with Sue over the years, and so I appreciate you and Sue, working out that we can use those funds that way, and I would love to see more applications. Hint, hint to all you artists out there, in the for the Sally A. Williams grant fund, to help fund your professional development endeavors. So give you can email Robin. Robin is Robin Mcclay. Robin.Mcclay at Arkansas.gov, or of course you can find all of us at in the directory at arkansasarts.org. So you got anything else, Robin, you want to share with us? You want
Well, one
to
more
add?
thing I want to remind everyone of is the Governor's Arts Awards nomination is due very soon, September 4th. So if you've been working on plans to nominate your favorite artist or art supporter or educator, get those in on time. And Sherry LeFew in our office is the contact for that.
Okay, great. Great. We're We got a lot going on for 8 people who are, for the most part, still isolated from the office. Although I know that some of us are doing office hours and just about doing a few office hours a week. But either way, regardless of whether we're at home or at the office, it's a fairly seamless operation. And I know that work for you, you have been we have we really didn't miss a step when we
Mm-mm.
left the office in March. And I have to give you credit, as you did a lot of our operational, a couple of years ago, when the state was asking us to put together disaster plans and logistical plans, you were the person that I delegated that to, and I remember us both. I remember you complaining bitterly about it. But you've done an amazing job, and I mean I think that a lot of the thought, just kind of the war gaming of the way this was going to look, were
We
things
never
that you had
thought of
anticipated.
we'd use it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
yeah,
never did. I mean, I can
yeah,
remember talking to you about what do we do if there's a pandemic? And we kind of both jokingly said, well, nobody will come into work. They'll stay at
yeah.
home. But oh my goodness, it actually happened.
Yeah, yeah, and we really, I was thinking about that a lot and looking at your plan when we were back in when we were deciding whether or not we were going to cancel the Governor's Arts Awards.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to be remembered as the guys who hosted a super spreader event at the governor's house. So
Uh-uh.
glad that everything worked out like it did. It's been tough, and I'm sorry that we weren't able to have Governor's Arts Awards or the Living Treasure reception, but we're making do, and we are I don't know what the new normal is going to look like, but we're going to keep doing what we do, and I know that you certainly done so much during this crisis for us, and kept anyway. Thank you. Just my
We all
opportunity to say
have.
thank you.
Oh, thanks. But we all have. It's been a great team effort to keep everything going smoothly.
Yeah,
And I think we've all done a great job.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, Robin, I appreciate you sharing a little bit of your time and being our
Sure.
first really real guest star here on the live stream. And
I'm
so
glad we finally got it to work.
the key is you have to use your phone and you have to use
Yeah.
your headphones. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. All right, Robin. Well, thank you so much,
Great.
and we'll see you later. Bye bye.
Thanks.
And there we go. You can always get a hold of Robin. Again, you can email her email or phone, or they're all at arkansasarts.org. And just click on the staff directory. You'll see us there. And anyway, I'm so excited that I was able to actually get Robin on. So Scarlett, I see you out there. Are you going to join me? Come on, Scarlett. I see you out there. You wanna? Who wants to be next? This is a live call-in show now. Congratulations. If you all are watching and you want to join me on camera and you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing, this is an opportunity. I'm going nuts. I'm off the reservation here. I am ready to just have an unscripted conversation with anyone attending that wants to talk about your art or how you're dealing in our current pandemic. We'll talk a little bit more about our programs. But I've always said this is an opportunity for me and my staff to talk to you all about both about our programs and about the programs out there that you all are doing in your communities. Um, this is obviously a little free form today. In the future, I'm going to be calling folks. We're going to be having some other guests from arts organizations and artists around the state. So if you get a call from me, I'm going to drag you out. I'm going to shame you. I want you out here. And we're going to have a conversation. So let me see who we got here in the bullpen. I got, in my viewers currently, I've got Scarlett Sims, Janice Kearney. So if anybody wants to be on camera with me and talk about what you're doing, I know Janice, you're doing I know that Janice is doing a memoir. Excuse me, it's not the memoir. You're doing a Get Smart program for us this fall. Actually, a couple. And we've got some board members. We got some Arts Council members watching. I can't see who's actually tuned in right now, but anyway, Janice is a presenter in several of our Get Smart writing workshops that we do now, all online. And she's an amazing writer, a journalist, and creative writing. There we go. And so anyway, I just want to give her a shout out. And, if you're not going to get on now, I can tell you, Janice, that we're going to get you on here sooner or later. And so anyway, let's see. But as Robin said, we have the deadline for the Governor's Arts Awards nominations coming up September 4th. Those nominations, as I have said, in my litany every week, the Governor's Arts Awards is really the highest honor that we bestow, except for probably the Arkansas Living Treasure, which is in a little bit different category, but both are, and there are people that have received both awards. We are accepting nominations. If you have anyone, an organization, a philanthropist, a sponsor, a supporter of the arts, an actual artist that you feel deserves to be recognized with a Governor's Arts Award, I encourage you right now to make some time over this weekend to get that nomination written and get it into us. You can find the nomination forms and all the information at arkansasarts.org. And Sherry LaFew is actually our program manager, our special projects and special events program manager that handles that. And she is taking those nominations, and she will then put together the panel. She is putting together the panel right now that will review them. But seriously, if you even have just half a thought of somebody that you think you would like to nominate, I encourage you to do that. It's a tough year. Supporting the arts has been hard this year. I mean, it's hard for everybody. It's what we do, but it's in seeing the stress that the pandemic has put on all of us. The arts are not our commitment to the arts. Is not always our first priority, and I recognize that. But it also is part of our quality of life, and quality of life right now is really important. And so we've had people. I saw Anthony Tidwell here a few minutes ago among our viewers, and of course I've talked about Anthony before and his work with Cutwell for Kids in Hot Springs, continuing his summer and after school programs for kids virtually, and even during the pandemic. And so I am just interested to hear, I think it's time that we honor the people who have managed to do, have served, so much of their life in serving the arts, but also let's recognize those who have really stepped up this year. I think it's an important conversation. course, we always try to have a luncheon in March at the Governor's Mansion for our Governor's Arts Awards recipients. We didn't do it this year because we had the pandemic really hit Arkansas the week before. But I don't know what'll happen next year, but I can tell you that we will celebrate, we will honor these people, and it will be a gathering. And so whether it's virtual or whether it's all of us together, I miss everybody, but I know that, I just appreciate that you all are still part of this community, and that we have this virtual community that is still so active and is in touch with us. Artists and art sponsors, art supporters, arts organizations, arts administrators, all of you, you make up our family. So I hope I'm not making you dizzy as I walk around my house, but my dog is in full-scale storm freakout. So he's chasing around my legs. Hey, while I'm here, just because you all have heard me talk about it, and so I'll toot my own horn and understand that I am a 53-year-old bachelor, and so I'm always very careful when I show you the floor in my house. But yeah, I'm in my living room, and so here is the table that I have been talking about with Scarlett for the last few months. And I think this is the This is the project that I have been laboring on. It's actually it is a multi-layered spray painted stencil, essentially kind of in the using 4 different stencils to reproduce, or it's based on a photograph that I took many years ago of a theater, of a drive-in theater sign. The theater itself was gone, but the sign was still on Highway 431 in Columbia, Tennessee, and it said, as a sundown for sale. And I always liked that image, so it was kind of a proof of concept that I did to see if I could if I could actually, let me turn it around here. There, give you a better idea of what it looks like. Put the glass, it has a glass tabletop on it. That was actually Scarlett's idea. Yeah, I was gonna pour epoxy on it. I'm really glad I didn't do that. That would have looked really ridiculous. But anyway, so that's that project, and so now I got to move on to something else. And of course, Trav has to make a guest appearance. So anyway, not digging the storm. So anyway, that's I think I've covered most of our programs right now. I see that nobody else is begging me to come in and be a guest on my live stream, but I want to tell you, I'm going to start calling you people out. I'm going to start sending you messages. I want to know what people are doing. I want to know this is a great time for you to get split screen with me. And there's Scarlett. Scarlett wants to join me. She's probably got something that I've forgotten to say. She's my prompter. Come on, Scarlett. Ah, there you are. So what do you think? So tell me, what do you think of it so far? What do you think?
I like it. It works.
It does. It does. Scarlett, Robin was really good.
There. Okay.
Robin was so excited she named her cat after you.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
I forgot about that. This is great. I can't believe it works. I'm just so thrilled. So,
it's so yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's like I've discovered cold fusion, It's like we can do this all the time.
I know. It's Christmas.
I'm sitting here making a list in my head of all the people that we're going to cajole into doing a split screen, and
I know.
we may we're going to have to bring in some we're gonna need to bring in some people. Unfortunately, you have to agree to be on the screen with me. Otherwise, if we can bully some folks into, some artists into showing us their studios and
Oh yeah, I have lists
yeah, okay,
in my
all right,
head
yeah,
already.
yeah, we've got a list of
Oh, look,
we got
there's
a list
Shannon.
of
We should make Shannon come because she could tell us all about what is it? I always the Arts and Science Center for Southeast
arts
Arkansas.
and science, yeah, arts and
Yeah,
science center, yes, for
and I have to look it up every
I
time.
do that all the time. And I every time I start say it, I get tongue tied. But yeah, they've got some cool stuff going on down there. I mean, they've been they've been keeping up the good fight during the pandemic, and
Well, they're our swap in real life next month. In
and I
real
think
life.
they have some and I heard some good news about them yesterday that I'm not going to mention today, but it'll be
Ooh.
coming in next. Yeah, some good
Ooh.
news.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
But
small works on paper, yeah, in Pine Bluff, September
yes,
24th. That's when
yeah, that's
they'll
right.
have it. People
Yeah,
could go and then they could buy some art and it would help support some of our artists.
absolutely, absolutely. That's the basis of the creative economy. I will, I was thinking of one thing that I had forgotten to mention a few minutes ago, and that is that Artist Inc., which is our, is the program that is conducted by Mid-America Arts Alliance. Gosh, you
There.
hear me? Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
yeah, I
You
blanked out
froze.
there for a minute. Okay. Uh, Uh, we've had Artist Inc. in Northwest Arkansas, and they're doing another round of it this year under the auspices of the Northwest Arkansas Council. Allison Esposito, who is with uh, the arts office up there, is doing a fantastic job. But Central Arkansas hasn't had it for a couple of years, and so. I'm not making, I'll say at this time is that I'm working with Mid-America Arts Alliance to see if we can bring Artist Inc. back to Arkansas, back to Central Arkansas, and also trying to even bring it to other parts of the state. And so having some very Robin's working with Mid-America on that. We're going to figure out what it's going to look like under these new conditions. But for those of you who have worked in, have been part of one of the it's like 4 or 5, I think 4 cohorts that have come through in Central Arkansas. We will be getting in contact with you, and because it's going to be a team effort, and we're going to be looking for facilitators, for assets. That's part of the thing. I think you're a graduate of Artist Inc. too, aren't you, Scarlett? Did you do?
No,
Okay,
I wish I had. I wonder
okay,
if
well,
I
good.
can apply if we do that.
I
No?
think, yeah, I think that it's well, no, I mean, I'm supportive. I'm supportive of art. I mean, I want to take it. I want to do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I just want to, but if we do the training, then we'll get, we'll have that, those resources. But I, I just know that Artist Inc. in Central Arkansas, and I know in Northwest Arkansas, is not just a program; it's a community. It builds community. It builds a community among artists of various disciplines, performers, performers. Musicians, writers, visual artists. And so we have a lot of graduates of the program here in Central Arkansas, and we're coming after you because we need you. We need you to help us bring Artist Inc. back to Central Arkansas, or continue the work here. And so that's, I'm throwing down the gauntlet or the rubber glove or whatever. Yes. So anyway, what else we got? What else we got? Carl? I'm just ebullient in my, that we've mastered this technology, so.
Well, I don't want to tempt the fates, but yeah.
Yeah.
It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What about, did you talk about Jess Anthony's roster?
The Arts on Tour roster,
Mm-hmm.
what's the deadline?
Nominations, or not it's October 23rd.
Applications.
Yeah,
23rd.
applications, sorry.
Okay, applications for the Arts on Tour roster are due on the 23rd, and the Arts on Tour roster
Of October.
and of course thank you. And of course, the Arts on Tour roster is our roster of performing artists, but also visual artists. Also poets, all artists. Let me just say artists who are able, and it is a grant that allows for a nonprofit organization to hire a member of our AOT roster, and then they can apply for a grant to fund up to 40% of the cost of hiring that artist.
Yeah, basically we help organizations pay for hiring Arkansas artists.
Yes, exactly. And so what we are doing right now is we are looking for submissions for artists who want to be on that roster, because it is a roster that that we certify. So anyway, all of that to say, if you are interested in that and getting your application in, you can do that on our website, arkansasarts.org. And you can if you have questions, you can talk to Jess Anthony, jess.anthony@arkansas.gov, or you can just find him in our directory on our website. So there you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's Marcus Crutchfield. He's our most dedicated viewer.
Follower, I know.
He even showed up the other day. Marcus showed up. Marcus showed up when we were just testing the other day. It's like, oh, what? Am I late? I'm sorry. That's dedication. And I was like, where's you been, Marcus? Okay. Well, what else we got? We got anything going on around Heritage or the Parks Heritage and Tourism? You want to pitch in? I want to be a good.
There's an Ed Drew exhibit. There's an Ed Drew exhibition.
Absolutely. The Ed Drew exhibition. It's remind me the name and the dates.
Okay, so
Mosaic Templars.
Photographer Ed Drew from Little Rock. He's doing an exhibition on These Truths We Hold, American Veterans of Arkansas. And it features Black veterans, but it juxtaposes some historical artifacts, because African Americans have been involved with every U.S. war, and so it showcases the contributions of sometimes and often overlooked communities, including, and in this case, Black soldiers who have fought for America. And he went out and he took about 30 tintype, so it's an 1850s process, photography. He took it to tintypes, and he's put together stories of these veterans that are living in Arkansas, and they're putting up the exhibit now. There's a virtual kind of reception event that's going to be about an hour long that includes like an amazing colonel from the in DC, Smithsonian curation historian buff. So that's going to be at 7 p.m. on September 17th, and it will be live streamed to Mosaic Templars Facebook page.
Great. I'm excited about that. Ed has, he's been in as a veteran. Of course, we look at him as a resource for things like our veterans mini grant, veterans program, veterans art mini grants, and he was part of that original conversation when we set that when we set that program up. but he's a fascinating guy. I was actually doing tintype and other what I traditionally call alternative processes in photography, but it actually were some of the, tintype's one of the original photography processes going back to the 1850s, and he was actually doing some of those processes while he was on a tour in Afghanistan, and so he's fascinating to talk to, and I'm really excited that he's got this going with Mosaic Templars. So and they're always a great partner for us. They do so much in our art community, and so we're glad to share you with them as a public information officer, But
And Marcus wants to know about the individual artist fellowships. We'll be announcing those next month sometime, and then we are planning to have some sort of event probably in October.
Yeah, we will do a virtual event, and still kind of working out the details on that. And pardon me, I'm plugging my phone in because I'm burning battery here. But yes, very soon we're finalizing for the announcement of the fellowships, and we got a great batch this year. Really, it's going to be really exciting. I know that our fellowship panels were really excited about the choices this year. So,
And then we usually open those back up and pick out new categories and open it back up sometime in December. That's what we did last year anyway.
That's right. It's like we get done and we start all over again. So it's so are you creating? Hey, I want you at some point, maybe not now, but you're going to have to show your notebook, your sketches.
My okay. Zoom sketches, that's what it's turned into.
Well, yeah, whatever. For those of you who don't know Scarlett, one of the amazing things, fascinating things about the mystery that is Scarlett Sims is that when she became our public information officer, she in staff meetings or any meeting I was in with her, I would notice that she is sketching the participants in the meeting, and so she has I would guess journals and notebooks of sketches of people
yes.
that she works with or people she encounters, and I know that I saw some of this. You showed some of these on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to taking us through a virtual tour of your notebooks, and
okay.
Because I want to see this. You have actually kind of inspired me to start be more rigorous in spending. I try to do it every day, but I'm not so good. But doing more sketching, which is really the way I started when I was in elementary school, was sketching, where I developed an interest in art and pen and ink, and so I don't always practice enough. So
I don't know how anybody pays any attention in any meetings they're at if they're not sketching. I don't know.
I doodle, and but I don't do as much actual representational work as you do. It's amazing. I mean, it really is.
Thanks.
It gives me a little. It's a glimpse into the way your mind works, and which don't look too closely. Sometimes you look into the abyss, and sometimes the abyss looks back at you.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Speaking of the gaping abyss, we are on the edge of what looks to be a pretty nasty storm here for the next 2 or 3 days. Are you prepared for that?
Me? I never prepare for anything.
Are you aware that there was a storm coming?
It's raining.
Never mind. This is. Thanks.
I don't adult. You're welcome.
Thanks for that AccuWeather forecast, Scarlett.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
it's actually raining. Yeah.
Dogs freaking out.
Yeah. No, I don't worry about storms.
I tell you, no, it seems like it's the our best live streams are when there's about to be a storm, and I can tell you right now that this must be a good one because Trav is about to go the full Scooby. He's
Aw.
about oinks.
Aw.
So yeah, Orgy, sorry.
I need to go watch some Scooby Doo now. Yeah. But yeah, I don't.
Yes.
Storms are not my anxiety. That's not a trigger. Now zombies. I am really scared of zombies. I've been
Yeah,
waiting for the
well.
apocalypse for a long time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do on that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll have a zombie. We'll have a zombie edition. Okay.
2020.
Robin says we got power outages in South Arkansas. We've got. Marcus says I may have a really great career coming up with an architecture firm downtown. I'm sorry.
That's
I
cool.
hope that. I didn't wish me luck. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't just read everything out loud. Hey, best of luck, Marcus. We're excited. I'm excited about that. Let us know what's happening. Anyway, gosh, this has been fun. This is going to be a fun new medium for us, and we're gonna just drive people crazy with this. We got a list of victims a mile long. And so, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm sitting here brainstorming all the people that we're going to call. I guess we better wrap it up now that we've probably had our longest show. But there are 43-mile-per-hour winds in Pine Bluff. So all our friends down in Pine Bluff, Shannon, please be careful. Be safe, and everybody just try to stay dry and batten down the hatches. We're going to see if we can ride this one out. But until then, this is our first fully interactive live stream, and I'm really excited about it. And we're going to do another one next week, and we're going to have a good time. So thanks, Scarlett, for all your work and all your help in setting it up. And you all just keep creating, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.